Buying a house can be stressful, whether if you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned buyer. I'm Denise Schilling, real estate agent, and today I'm going to give you the most important tips to save you money, stress, and unexpected surprises. If you find these videos helpful, click the subscribe button to catch new videos every Tuesday. Okay, let's go ahead and begin in no particular order, but I'm going to give you a very important tip at the end of the video that 99% of buyers don't think about until it's too late and they've already moved in. First one I'm going to mention is location, because that is one of the first ones that people overlook when they find the perfect house, has all the qualities that they're looking for in a house, just happens to be outside the range of where they're looking. This is the number one reason why people wind up selling the house and moving again, because they just could not get used to the new location like they thought they would. It's not just a house that you're buying, it's a lifestyle. Think about how much time you're going to be spending in the car to work, where you go to hang out with your friends, your favorite hiking trails, grocery stores. Are you eventually going to get tired of the drive and wind up going places that are closer to where your house is? And that's why I say it's more of a lifestyle. The next one is choose the right lender. Do not choose one because it advertises the lowest rate. They might be advertising a low rate to reel you in, but once you're under contract, now you find yourself paying high origination or processing fees. Another thing to consider with the lender is, what is the likelihood that they're going to get you to closing? There are some lending companies out there that closing dates often have to be pushed back because the likelihood of them getting to closing on time is very low. Real estate agents are not paid for the referrals that they pass for mortgage lenders. The real estate agent wants to make it to the closing table, so they're only going to refer you to lenders that they trust to get you there. I always give 3 lending options to my clients so they can call all 3 of them and pick the one that's best for them. Avoid making large financial purchases. And this also includes changing jobs. Things like this can throw a huge wrench into your plans for buying a house. Talk to your lender about what you can and can't do. And keep in mind that right before closing, they're going to pull the credit report again, and they don't want to see any major new car purchases, new credit cards. You don't want any changes, or it could cost you the house that you put an offer on. The next one, do not skip the final walkthrough. You will have an opportunity to do one last walkthrough of the place right before you go to the closing table, and you do not want to skip this step. Make sure that no damage has happened. Imagine going to the closing table, getting the keys to your new place, walking into it and finding that the previous owners threw a huge party there the night before and there's graffiti and trash everywhere. The next one is checking your CCRs. If there's an HOA, you're going to have CCRs, which are the conditions, covenants, and restrictions. These are rules and restrictions the HOA has put in place. It might limit the amount of pets that you have. Imagine having 3 dogs, but you're only allowed 1 dog. It limits the type of fence, if a fence is even allowed. These are not easily changed, so don't buy a house thinking that you can go in and ask them to change these. So it's less of a headache to just keep looking for a different house. Also want to make sure that HOA keeps up with their financials and they're not in a deficit, which could cause a special assessment. I had a client that was under contract to purchase a condo a couple years back, and as I was reading the financials and the meeting minutes, I uncovered a $37,000 special assessment that was coming up on each unit. The next one, never ever skip your inspections. A lot of people, especially first-time home buyers who are cash strapped, skip the inspections to save a little money. But this is not where you want to skip. Even if you buy the house as is, you want the option to have the inspection and terminate the contract if there's something that you find in it. And don't stop there. If the general home inspector finds things that need to be inspected more, termite damage, for instance, you might wind up spending upwards of $1,000 of inspections, but it might save you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of repairs that are uncovered after you buy the house. Keep in mind, a good inspector is going to be at the house usually for 3 or more hours. If you have an inspector that walks through the rooms and, yeah, nice house, I think you got a good one here. No, that is not an inspection. Hire a decent inspector, which is probably going to be around $350. Now, I promised you that I was going to give you one thing that 99% of buyers don't think about, and that is your cell phone coverage. When you're walking through the house, check your bars. How frustrated would you be if you moved into the house and you had little to no service on your phone. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, comment below or comment and just say hello, and I will see you next week. Bye.